Hi everybody, how are you today? We're getting into the final couple weeks here, and I'm sure everybody's getting ready to be checked out. I think teachers are, students are, parents are. So hopefully you guys are doing well. We got kind of two last main new ideas that we need to get through this year, and I'd like you to get a little bit of practice on. And so they're not real easy, but they're new. And so 7-2 is solving exponential equations. And as the title can bear out, you've got exponents and you have equations. So we're going to be solving them, and solving means solve for x. So what would that look like? The first example will look like this. 2 to the x power equals 8 to the third power, and we want to know what x equals. And you might think, well, maybe 3, because 8 is to the third power, so maybe it's the same power on the left side, but it's not. What you need to do is to get bases the same. And that's going to be the critical part, and that's really the teaching point of what we're trying to do. If you're trying to say, okay, Mr. S, what's kind of our main idea that we got to do here? Yeah, it's solving an equation, but it's really working on getting the bases the same. Right here we've got a base of 2 and a base of 8. Obviously they're not the same, but 2 and 8 have a connection, and so 8 we can break down a little more. And so 8 can also be written as 2 to the third power. So one of the thinking strategies that we have to do is to be able to take a number and to break it down exponentially, not just factor-wise. Sometimes we might say 8, well, 1 times 8 and 2 times 4, regular factors. But we're trying to deal with exponential bases, and that can be a little trickier. So 2 to the third is 8. So this stands in for 8. Oh, and it's also the same base here. That's why we're breaking it down. So they have the same base, but we're not quite done rewriting the equation. We need to put that exponent of 3 right there. So it's really 8 to the third power. Okay, so now we can again rewrite this. And you know your rules of exponents, that when you have powers to powers, you multiply them. So that becomes 2 to the 9th. Now we have 2 to the x equals 2 to the 9th. Now it's a fairly obvious problem to solve, because x equals 9. We can take this and we can take that, and we can create an equation from them. That's probably the other piece that you can take from this, is that they will equal each other. You can set exponents equal to each other if they have the same base. Okay? Let's do another one. How about 9 to the 2x minus 1 equals 3 to the 6x power. Okay, so the rule we talked about was getting the bases the same. So we got a 3 and we got a 9. We can break that 9 down. So 9 is equal to 3 squared. It's the same base as what we have here. But we can also put 2x minus 1 right there too. Okay, so it's 9 to the 2x power 9, which is 3 squared, to the 2x minus 1 power. Bases are the same. But we still need to do something here. Powers to powers mean you multiply. So we have 2 times 2x minus 1. We need to be able to, with the exponents, do the distributive property. Okay, this is a grouping, and that we set this exponent here and then that there. So it becomes 4x minus 2. So what we're doing is rewriting the exponent that way. So it's 3 to the 4x minus 2 power equals 3 to the 6x power. And when we have similar bases, we can then create an equation, 4x minus 2 equals 6x. And that's an algebra 1 equation that you know how to solve, which is negative 2 equals 2x, x equals negative 1. And that is the answer to that. So a couple of little key points. Get the common bases. Get the bases common. Make sure that the exponents, you might have to do some work with the exponents. And that's kind of right here, our exponent work. And then once we have common bases, set the exponents equal to each other. Okay? So, those are kind of the main points to this. I've given you a couple of practice problems for you to work on, and I'll put the answer key with that. And that's going to be kind of our next to last main topic of the year. Alright, let me know again. You can always email me if you want me to go over anything that might have been confusing. Thank you.